Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Digna.
Welcome to Relationships.
We're a couple having a few.
And we're back for a part 2 of our Welcome Back episode.
Welcome back.
And we have been away for quite some time. Like we mentioned in the previous episode, we had our friends over from St. Louis, and we did an episode with them, which is going to air after this episode. But we're kind of stockpiling a little bit, just in case we get into another
Funk.
Another funk where some college classes get in the way. So, yeah, forget school. But really, we should say
School's for fools.
Yeah, that's it. You think so cool, but you're just a school fool. But this time we are sipping on a local beer. So if you recall in our last episode, we had a St. Louis beer because we talked about our St. Louis friends a little bit. Tyler and Vanessa.
Hey!
But in this episode, we're actually having a local beer from Beachfly Brewing right there in Indian Harbor Beach. And this is a Pina Colada lager.
Berg.
Pina Colada Berg. Oh yeah, that was from a Broken Lizards movie. So
I actually have no idea what it's from. There's a lot of things in my life that I quote, but I don't know what they're from.
It was a ripoff of Margaritaville, Pina Colada Berg. But it was in, I think, Club Dread was the name of that movie. Something like that.
I think I'd rather have a pina colada than a margarita anyway.
Pina Colada Berg?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like a single drink, yeah, Pina Colada could be great, but there's no way I could drink more than 2 max. Ever. So now, this particular episode, we wanted to go over some things that we might have glanced on in the other one. Once we mentioned...
Wait, let's talk about the beer and we're going to drink it.
Oh, fine. So yeah, this one is 5.3% alcohol, and it does have a little bit of pina colada smell. Well, it's not super nose heavy, but I think a colada is hard to smell, but it does smell very nice, but the flavor's amazing.
It actually tastes a lot more coconutty than you would think. You think the pineapple would be overbearing, but it's mostly coconut.
This is a gorgeous beer. Very light, very refreshing. This is a perfect Florida weather beer. Now nice and warm. It's 5.3%. So it has a great pina colada essence, but it's not sweet. So it's not
sweet at all.
Yeah, exactly. I would say this.
It's sweet compared to some, but
thank you, Will. This is a delicious beer. Zach, you're the man as always. Check out our friends over at Beachfly Brewing. You can find them on Facebook, and you can also find them by going to see them.
By finding their address and driving your ass over there.
I'm just saying, they probably appreciate you saying what's up on Facebook and whatnot, but they probably really appreciate you going there and showing them some financial love. So now the things that we kind of talked about just briefly, we mentioned we did not do a Father's Day episode. So we just kind of want to talk about Father's Day. So Father's Day, woke up, got out of bed.
Is that a Father's Day song?
My head. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I just said I woke up, got out of bed, and it just made me think of the Beatles. But so I woke up. I don't know why, what possessed me, but I decided I wanted to go on a run.
Yeah, that was weird. He planned it the night before. He's like, "So tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a run in the morning if that's okay." And I was like, "Okay."
I figured I was just gonna treat my body like complete crap because
that's true.
Because our kind of I don't know, our family, just Digna and I, we've decided, you know what? Your birthday is your day. I'm going to treat you like a queen or a king, depending on your gender and all those kind of things, on which one of us is treating the other. Yeah, because she's not going to treat me like a queen. Or maybe she will. I don't know. It's my day. If I wanted to be like a queen, she could. I don't know.
I'm not giving you a petty.
Oh, come on. That's really what I wanted. Give me
you,
a
Rosa.
I actually took a sander to my foot to get some of the dry skin off there, but I know that's pretty gross while you're drinking beer and enjoying a beer and thinking about my gross feet. But yeah, so it's always been that way. So now Father's Day and Mother's Day have kind of crept in and become like secondary.
Crept in. They very suddenly were put upon us 6 years ago.
They do creep into the room.
In the middle of the night.
And I just wake up and, oh look, there's a 5-year-old in my bed. But yeah, so on Father's Day, I went on that run, came back. did I take a shower first? Sequence of events.
I don't know.
I think I cleaned up. I was like, all right, I'm sweaty, and I did that, and then I got iced.
Yeah, you did. I did that.
So I was never huge into Smirnoff icing. Icing people.
Yeah, if you've never been iced, basically at any point in time, anywhere, a person can hand you a Smirnoff Ice out of nowhere or drop one off at your house or whatever, and you have to immediately drop on one knee and chug the whole thing. Them's the rules. That's it.
It's like science. It's like gravity. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what happened. So at, I don't know, 8:40 in the morning maybe, I was chugging a very large bottle. What's that?
That's the only one I can ever find. I've tried getting Smirnoff Ice now, like in the normal size, 12 ounce or whatever bottle for 2 years now, the past 2 Father's Days. And every time I do, they're out at Walmart completely. And I have had to run across the street to the gas station. And for some reason at that gas station, they only have the Mamma Jamma size that nobody should ever drink.
It's like that 22 ounce, 24. I don't know if it's 24, but the big giant bottle.
It's huge.
If there's a picture of it, we'll post it when we talk about this episode.
Oh, there is.
But yeah, so here I am chugging this thing. And it was so cold. And I just got out of the run. And obviously, I really wanted water. Even though it looks like cloudy water, it does not. It just tastes
There's water in it.
It tastes like diabetes and a little bit of alcohol. So I had to chug that, and I knew it was a special day because Digna actually made me biscuits and gravy.
I did.
And
I don't like biscuits and gravy.
Oh, so you don't like biscuits? I was like, who does like
No,
bread?
okay. I like certain kinds of biscuits. I don't typically prefer the southern, like, cat head biscuits. And I really don't prefer gravy. Although, I have to say the gravy I made was pretty slamming. And I did eat the rest of it. I'm sorry.
I don't understand not liking biscuits and gravy.
I think I decided why I don't typically like restaurant biscuits and gravy is because it's very heavy on the gravy, very weak on the meat, the sausage in the sausage gravy.
Sausage.
And so I made it to where it was so thick that it was more just like eating ground pork sausage with some seasoning to it.
Well, you think of, when you look at they always tell you when you look at the ingredients on a thing that you buy, like if it says it's got sugar, then it's
the
got
first ingredient.
Yeah, exactly. The first. So it's not called gravy sausage.
Exactly.
So it should be sausage gravy. Like, you're right.
There should be more sausage.
Like there should be
so
more sausage.
I don't prefer the gravy part of sausage gravy. I want all the sausage. I want to like chew on my sausage gravy. And I made some damn good gravy. It was
gravy,
damn
girl.
good. Or as Des used to say, bam good. Because he knew he wasn't allowed to say damn good. Yeah,
Some
so that was yummy.
gravy.
It wasn't just biscuits and gravy. There was ham steak and there was eggs.
Pork on chicken, pork.
I almost put bacon in the gravy also, which just seemed a little too indulgent.
I mean, it'd have been fine. I wouldn't have said no. So then after that, of course, she dined me, or not dined me. No, it's not wine. she boozed me.
Yeah, I made micheladas.
Michelada. So, which by the way, we have to go back. So michelada is your, just like a lighter beer, like an adjunct lager, like a Corona type. But
Don't say adjunct lager. Nobody knows what that means.
Stop playing, Sean.
That's a dang cheap beer.
Yeah, so she got Modelo, which actually I don't think I'd ever had Modelo really, but it's a much better beer than a Corona. So I will put my stamp of approval on that. But yeah, michelada is pretty much like a Bloody Mary for the most part, if you think of it like a Bloody Mary, but with beer. And instead of using like V8, you can put other stuff in there. So it's
usually like spice, hot sauces or something like that. You can put tomato juice in it, I think, but it's mostly just.
But you didn't use any tomato juice.
No,
whatsoever.
because I looked up like a legit recipe and there was no tomato juice.
Yeah, so it looks kind of like a Bloody Mary, but you pretty much just dump hot sauce in there and
You dump hot sauce in a beer with some chewy things like olives.
so good. So yeah, it's still like a salad. But drank a bunch of those throughout the day, and then of course started smelling real good because she got the smoker going. And
All by myself. I'm very proud of that.
all by herself.
I usually don't do any of the smoking.
She's not much of a smoker. But she made ribs and they were delibs. No, they were delish.
They were delish. I mean, I got to pat myself on the back a little bit. I made my own rub.
This.
I did a dry rub the day or two before. I cleaned out that smoker like nobody's business.
She did a very good job, and I was very impressed, and I was very delighted. The whole event was amazing. You know, I was just sitting around here at the house because we were, still kind of doing our quarantine thing and all that.
I think we've kind of made that a thing though. Like for some reason, it's just become Mother's Day and Father's Day has typically just been.
You said half a void.
Has typically just been us hanging out at the house so that
But I don't want to go to Red Lobster or some.
No, I don't want to go there anyway. But that's what I'm saying. Like we just stay at home and just relax, which is perfect.
Yeah, and it's really fun. I mean. And then you just sit in a baby pool or something.
I think we did go to the pool.
Hit yourself with a hose. Hit yourself, but I mean,
he gets the hose.
Spray water upon thyself. Like just something because, Father's Day, it's going to be 1 trillion degrees. So I just want a sprinkler to hit me and have a michelada. And it was perfect.
No, I can't remember it. We didn't go to the pool, did we?
I don't know that we went directly.
I think it was still closed.
Yeah, but yeah, so we just kind of hung out and, had a really good time around the house. And that was like the 21st, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, or somewhere around there. And my birthday just happened to be really close to it this year. And I know it sounds like first world problems. To me, I feel like if I'm going to get a special day or 2 special days in a year, I feel like if one was in October, November, and the others in June, I could live with that because, Christmas is around there. So, Christmas happens after October. So that's everybody's special day. Well, I guess it's Jesus' special day. I mean, it's special. It's family and all that stuff. But to get 2 days to yourself is like having a really big birthday cake. And then after the first time everyone eats it, you still got a bunch of birthday cake. So then you eat it again. But it's still delicious birthday cake. But it'd be really cool if you could eat that birthday cake 6 months later.
You can put it in the freezer.
I can put my birthday in the freezer.
Yeah. Like wedding cake.
Exactly. Like wedding birthday cake. Is that a thing? I don't know. So yeah, but it was really fun. We just sat around the house. We didn't do much of anything. Now, I mean, she really outdid herself for this.
Oh, dude.
So the next one was my birthday. So that was June 26th. So when we have trillions of listeners.
Yes.
So I'm including interplanetary, obviously, to hit 1 trillion. So once we have that many listeners, I expect birthday presents. But especially because next year I'll be 40.
Oh!
Yeah, so for my 39th birthday, I've said it over the years a couple times. I said it would be really cool to see the sunrise on the east coast of Florida over the ocean. Just watch it come out of the Atlantic, not Atlantic.
Like India Atlantic?
The India Atlantic, yeah. Past India Atlantic. But yeah, so we went down there, saw the sun. We went to go see that and then see it set on the west coast of Florida. So right over the Gulf of Mexico. It could be any west coast, I guess. I mean, if it was California, I guess I could watch it there. And, just watch it. Ooh, ah, just watch the whole thing happen. And I've always wanted to do that, and Digna made it happen. She got us an Airbnb on the west coast of Florida and woke my old self up on my birthday with
tired self, because we ended up staying up late.
We always do that
on
my birthday.
I know. I think we were talking to Vanessa and Tyler the day before.
We were. Thanks a lot. I think we got off the phone and it was minutes before my birthday or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was.
I'm like, okay, bye guys.
And here I am knowing that we've got to wake up at 5 to go see the sunrise.
Yeah, so we get up, we go see sunrise. It was cool. And then after we get back, I didn't get iced on my birthday, so that's nice.
Would you prefer it on your birthday next time instead of Father's Day? You can choose.
You do what you do. I don't want to know. I don't want to
I
know.
don't even know. I'm sure I made you breakfast.
But yeah, so we
it
got-
wasn't as elaborate as Father's Day.
We did an Airbnb over on the west coast of Florida, so we can see the sun go down. The only issue, not her fault. I mean, you really can't plan for this. So we look that I don't know if you looked at the news or whatever. What do they call it? The Saharan
Sahara
sands, whatever.
Stupid, ruin all the fun
the sky
sands.
was hazy in the morning.
And in the evening.
Yeah, in the evening. So in the morning, it's like there's like this little orange glow. Did not see the sun at sunrise. Saw the sun at, I don't know,
7:30ish
10 to 15 to 20 minutes later. That's when we saw the actual sun. So it was well above the horizon. You don't see the you didn't see that going. That maneuver, but I still saw it was great. There was a guy on one of those, I don't know, the ones that have a parachute with like an airboat engine.
Oh, yes.
Is that a?
I don't know what that is called.
I don't know what they call them. Paraglider, maybe.
No. That's like off the mountain.
I don't know.
It
was like a para launcher. No. But pretty much a parachute with something that produces air to blow the parachute to.
And he's sitting in a seat.
Yeah.
moving.
So he's flying. He was on that, and we saw that. That was pretty cool. He flew right over our heads, so that was neat. But yeah, we didn't see the sun. So then we get over the west coast, and it was cloudy, thundering and lightning.
Oh my gosh, that thunder and lightning was insane.
It was so bad. We're like, I don't think this is going to happen. And then it stopped thundering and lightning. And we go out there, but there was just still too many clouds.
Yeah, we did make it out onto the beach for sunset, like the exact minute it was supposed to be sunset. But it set into the cloud, into the stupid haze.
So
Stupid
40th
Saharan
birthday,
haze.
I guess we know, just a repeat.
I'm not going to do that
repeat
again. Boring. That was the worst.
You say again. I mean, we
I
didn't
know.
do it the first time.
Whoa. We were there. We were there for both of
We were
those
there,
events.
but sun didn't show up. So it was extremely fun. It was a great birthday. I had an amazing time. Got to hang out with my co-host of my other show. So me and my two co-hostests with the mostest, we got to just hang out there and have a good time, hang out at the beach, and and the west
Get
coast.
super
of Florida.
sunburned. Spent a lot of time in the water. We spent all
Who got
day in the
sunburned?
water.
Not this guy.
No, you did not.
I wore my old man long sleeve
Shirt and hat.
my shirt and hat, and very little actual sun block, but I wore the hat and stuff, so I didn't get too much sun, anything like that.
Actually, no, I guess somebody got sunburned.
Yeah, but the good thing was like the West Coast is so great because the water, there's not much in the way of waves. So as far as just like bobbing around, it's really nice to just bob. You don't have to.
You just sit there and
there's no fighting of the waves. You can just go out there. It's almost like a lake or something. So it's real nice. But yeah, we didn't see it. But there's always it's still so. But it's a bucket list item for me. That was something I always thought would be really cool. Yeah, I think like your list item should be something that it's like, ooh, I always wanted to win the lotto. Well, it's not a bucket list item.
Should be doable.
Yeah, so it should be something that's doable. I mean, I don't want to tell someone how to write their bucket list, but to me it seemed very doable, but also kind of cool.
Well, I don't know that a bucket list item can be something that happens by chance. Like bucket list has to, even if it is like extravagant, it's still something that you can control. I think that should be the only stipulation. You control whether or not you do it.
I mean,
if you save up for your whole life to climb Mount Everest, or if you
what if it's like I wanted to?
I want to collect 1 million buttons. If it's something you can physically control,
What
but
if
you
it's
can't
like
control.
I want to
lotto.
shake hands with a celebrity.
I'm sure you could make that happen. You could probably pay someone enough to shake their hand.
Yeah, I was saying it's how you would do it, but I guess you could pay money.
I mean, you could throw yourself on and then be like, done. But you might get arrested for that.
Well, if that's the case, then I want to be a really small celebrity. So if I throw myself on them, they'll just be like a stain on the red carpet.
Yeah, I think a bucket list item should just be something you can do and control whether or not it happens. Like, yeah, you can't control the lotto, and
Right.
to an extent, you can't control whether or not you see the sunrise and the sunset. But fuck Sahara, not my fault.
All right. Now we're gonna get to Digna's favorite part of this particular episode. Oh wait, it's not that. What are we actually going to talk about? Your favorite part of this episode?
Alexander Hamilton. This is not going to be a long portion because I know it's not everybody's thing, but I love it. I know that it's been out for 4 years now that I'm aware of. Totally missed the boat on, being like an original fan. Sorry. Had to wait till it came out on Disney Plus, but I just love it so much. And that's all. And if you haven't seen it, you should see it. Even if you don't like history. I am not particularly a history buff, but this is not. It is very entertaining.
Well, I will say I can still remember, speaking of dry old stuff, CBS is just dry and old in general. But we, for a while, when we were still living in the other house, we used to watch, with your mom, we would watch CBS Sunday Morning.
Mm-hmm.
And which is honestly a very good program. It's not like, okay, all this bad stuff and,
if
the
you're just
Gaza
looking for,
Strip,
like,
the dark side of
wholesome, it's not even news. It's just wholesome things to know about that are kind of cool.
It's really neat stuff. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, listen, like there's a town that was split right in the middle when they decided to draw the lines between Canada and the US. So there are family members that live on both sides of the border. And, it's like kind of cute little human interests, like really nice stuff. They do celebrity interviews sometimes, but it's very lighthearted. Really, just a really nice show. Honestly, for me, it's probably one of the best things I've seen on CBS, like in general. It's just a very nice.
So what does that have to do with Hamilton? Just getting back to the point.
So the guy who created Hamilton,
Lin-Manuel Miranda,
he was interviewed a few years ago, and they were talking about this Hamilton thing, and I was like, oh, that seems really neat, but it was on Broadway. It's
I don't even remember
and
that though. At that point, Des was 2, and I hadn't slept in 2 years, and
I haven't slept in more nights than I can remember.
I missed it. Like, I love musicals. I've always loved musicals. Like I said, I don't love history, but that would have caught my interest in another part of my life. But I totally missed that one.
Well, this, to me, like we've watched musicals, we've watched shows, to me, this was more musical than anything. So like we watched Wicked. I mean, we've watched other ones, but Wicked was another really, really big one. And there's a lot of talking and, acting, and then all of a sudden it'll break into song. And that's the way, to me, I always thought a musical was like, hey, we're going here, and then we're off to see the wizard, just kind of like that. So it's like, we're talking.
Yeah, music interjected.
Exactly. This was like music, and then once in a while you'd get a word, and that word was just so it could dump you into another song.
Which is amazing.
So this is the most musical I've ever seen. But yeah, it's very neat. I mean, the only thing I'll tell you,
I was reading about Les Mis today for unrelated reasons. I read the term that means what you're talking about, that it is just completely musical.
So it's a musical?
I mean, it is a very musical, yes.
Is it a musical? Because Les Mis did it first? No. I'll say she's looking up the term right now, but before we saw this, the only thing I knew about Alexander Hamilton was, I know founding.
Oh, it is a sung-through musical. Sorry.
Sung-through.
That's all.
So the thing that I knew about it, or the most pop culture reference, I should say. So, of course, I knew that he was a founding father, and but there was
the $10 founding father without a father.
That guy. So there was a commercial, and if you are a pop culture, just kind of remember stuff like me. So this was I'm trying to think of the back. I'm going to find that commercial. But the long story short, this commercial was a Got Milk commercial, and this guy was working at the Alexander Hamilton Museum and had all these artifacts and all of these kind of things. And it was like, hey, caller number 1, this is blah, blah, blah. Who, it was just like a trivia.
Who shot Alexander Hamilton?
So it was a trivia question. And he gets a call, and it's just like, for $10,000. But the guy was eating a peanut butter sandwich. He worked in the museum, and they show like a picture of like a ball, like a Minier ball, like actually like a a ball bearing that you would shoot.
Mhm.
I know it wasn't a mini ball, sorry. But like a ball bearing that shot out of early guns. And it says, the bullet that shot Alexander Hamilton. Like on display was this thing. And it was like, who shot Alexander Hamilton? And he's got the peanut butter sandwich in his mouth. He's like, oh,
Yeah, he calls in and he's trying to tell the guy, Aaron Burr, except he can't because he did not have milk.
and it's like, oh, and he goes, hold on a second. And he goes to pour himself some milk from like the carton, and it was empty. It was like 2 little drops gone. And he's like, and he's like, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to go to the next caller. Down, and he's like, and I was like, God,
Yeah, I do remember the commercial.
so I'm gonna find that one. You know, we should. I'll try to link that one. But yeah, it was. I've said, hey, we'll post that. We'll link this.
Yeah. No,
I've said that in multiple episodes.
I do try to link the
we've
things
not
that
done
you
this.
say. That's not true. I
But
try
she
to add
doesn't listen to the
pictures.
show, so she's not a fan.
I do.
She doesn't like the host.
Anyways.
she's not a fan of the host. But now we'll get to her second favorite. No, I'm just kidding. Poddex. Poddex.com. You know, if these guys ever break out, they need to remember who pimped them more than anybody else. This is the question that I really like. All right. If you had someone following you around all the time, what would you have them do? Now, keep in mind, I know it's kind of written weird. I don't believe that this is supposed to be a stalker. So if you
What would you do? Call the police.
if someone's following you around all the time, what would you have them do? Stop following me. The end.
Leave.
So, like, if you had a personal assistant and they were, I don't know, so I'm assuming you're like some sort of wealthy aristocrat type, and you're
Sure.
just like,
I have a lot of
I have somebody who
extra
teaches
income.
my cat yoga and stuff. I have a cat yoga instructor or something like that. So if you had this kind of weird type personal assistant, what would they do for you?
I would have them be my back scratchers / like, oh, I need like a head massage, or like, oh, I need a shoulder rub or something like that.
So personal masseuse.
I find myself often going, man, I would just really love a shoulder rub right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's doable. Personal masseuse. I would have somebody be a subject matter expert on a menu if I was going to a restaurant. And specifically, I don't know how you could quantify that they have a similar taste or opinion to what you have.
Like, I feel like your own mother couldn't even make these decisions
Well,
for
definitely
you.
not my mom. She doesn't like craft beer. But like if I'm like, ooh, they have this beer and that beer. Ooh, which one should I get? The answer is obviously
If
both.
you're a wealthy aristocrat, yeah, the answer is obviously both.
Well, both. But, but beer is kind of a bad example because I won't fill up on 2 beers. But if it was like, ooh, should I get the wings or should I get the filet mignon on the menu? Then it's like, well, obviously filet mignon small, so I could get both of those. But
You would never get filet mignon. You would never get a steak that's less than 20 inches.
Filet.
Inches? Ounces. Ugh.
Filet mignon. No, but yeah, I mean, if you were just like, which one should I get out of these 2 things? I would like to have this person that maybe they pre-tasted it for me. Because last thing you want to do is like, okay, yeah, the bread pudding was good, but maybe I wanted the chocolate lava cake for dessert. But you'll not really know. But if you said, hey, personal assistant, I'm looking at the dessert menu. What should I get? Because like anytime you do hey, should I get this? You're asking the waiter or waitress, and they're like, bro, I don't give a crap. As long as you give me a big tip,
I just think you should
get out of here.
One of whatever it is you're considering. Have as much as you're going to have that's going to make you full. And then let your person who follows behind you stalkerishly eat the rest. Who would be me? I just want your leftover food.
Yeah, what would you have this magic assistant? They could do one thing for you. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, I would like if I had to pick something else, I would much rather have a shoulder rub or back scratch, obviously. But I would definitely have one person dedicated to always doing my laundry and putting my clothes away. Because that's the one chore around the house that I actually just loathe.
That's
I don't mind anything else.
It's so weird to me. Like, honestly, it's not
doing laundry's not the problem.
Yeah, it's
putting it away.
No, I totally understand that. It's just, to me, that's just funny because to me, it's like, oh, that one's easy because it's just my clothes.
If I didn't have to go anywhere and I could literally just leave them in a pile and nobody cared if my clothes were wrinkled, which I semi do anyway, then it wouldn't be as bad. But I'm like, oh, I gotta hang up this stupid shirt because I gotta go to work in it again.
I mean, I guess I'd be on. I mean, all joking aside, though, someone to taste my food and tell me what to get on the menu. That's when you're like ridiculously rich. Like, I already have people that do everything else for me, and I need one other assistant. Like, the real thing I would probably want is,
I don't want anybody tasting the food I'm going to be eating.
I would like to have a driver, like a real one, like a legit real one. I would like to have a driver, because you think about like things like, oh, I mean, not so much now because I haven't been to a festival or anything, but like going to like a celebration where like, you know, there's no parking. So you say, hey, driver, you drop me off there and you come immediately when I need you to come bring me home. But you can park, because you can park a mile away at a 7-Eleven because you're not going to come to the festival. So I'd be okay. Honestly, that one would probably be the most useful. Like when we lived in St. Louis and we wanted to go to like a thing downtown or a function.
Not even downtown. Sometimes we wanted to go to festivals that were further away. Like downtown was doable because we lived downtown. But if it was anywhere away from downtown, then we had to worry about.
So if you wanted to put on elf ears and get hammered at the Ren Fair.
Yeah,
like,
which we never did.
Like I just drank a gallon of mead.
Totally would have done that.
But the problem is.
But it was far.
The Ren Fair is 40 miles away. So, or it wasn't 40 miles, but.
About 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes. Yeah, so it's probably like 25 miles. But yeah. But what would you have somebody do? Leave it in the comments, and I'll have to listen to this episode so I can make sure we post that thing that I said I was going to post before.
Oh, and definitely watch Hamilton. If you know what,
Hamilton.
I will say the only person who not definitively won't like it, but probably won't like it is someone who just doesn't like musicals. If you do not want to hear people sing for 2.5 to possibly 3 hours, then don't watch it. Or watch it anyway, and maybe you'll love it.
Well,
but
you're not going to have somebody only singing for 2.5 hours because you watched this about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and you haven't stopped singing it. So if I hated musicals, we'd be in a really bad way right now.
That'd be your fault. It's not my problem.
Well, obviously, it would be my fault. I mean, there is no fault in this particular case because I like it and I don't care about it. But
no. So you know what? If you don't like musicals, watch it anyway because you might change your mind. If you like musicals, definitely watch it. But I will say that it's not just a musical where someone is like, oh, like not even the whole time. Nobody does that almost at all through the whole show.
It's not the Phantom of the Opera.
It is not the Phantom of the Opera. It is not Les Mis. It is not anything. Just give it a try. And if you do like musicals, definitely watch it. If you like hip hop and rap, definitely watch it. If you like history, definitely watch it. If you have a combination of any of those, if you haven't watched it already, slap yourself. All right. Wash your hands. Don't be gross. Stay safe.
Bye.
This has been a Getting to Know Brews presentation.
Music provided by purpleplanet.com. That's purple-planet.com.